Okay. Sorry about that. That's so weird. I have no clue what happened. I think I got disconnected or something. Okay. Let's start. Okay. Hopefully this one doesn't disconnect. Anyways, start screen is different. I thought that was cool. I totally forgot what I was gonna say and everything because of that. Hi. So, first things first. Draft lock. Go to @Gilgo Gaming right now and watch the preview. Did a little preview for the draft lock, which is starting next week at 7 p.m. Eastern on Gil's channel. We're doing the draft there. So 1 week left. I'm so excited for it. I think that was the major thing. I hope to God my stream doesn't disconnect again. Anyways. Oh man, looks like I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time again. Can't move. Oh my god. Seriously? I'm the culprit again. Why am I in handcuffs? See, wake up now. Is this guy? Sailor. I had to drag you out of the wardrobe. Oh man. So I was the guy in the wardrobe. Please tell me I'm not gonna be the accused in the third case too. Not believe how you can wake up. How you cannot wake up. You're a true cold-blooded man. You found me then. What the? Da, we found you. And now you pay, criminal. How long are you hiding in that tiny... Don't you mean how long were you hiding? Now you have been found. Ryunosuke can't catch a break. Tell me about it. It's time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is, No, I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Isn't that... What's Sato? Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Oh, even she doesn't believe me. Or even she believes I'm the culprit. What is happening? Is this gonna be a joke? With some murder mystery chip? Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Oh, is it her dad? Wait, didn't we see the body? I don't remember if we saw the body. Where's Kazuma? No. No way, they wouldn't do that. You pretend you do not know? You are a wolf in sheep's pelt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. What? Kazuma-sama's body was discovered? Oh my god. I did not think they would do that. No way. He's actually dead? Here, in this very cabin. His body. But why would he write something in Russian? Unless he just knows Russian? Please, do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. Hold up, how did we get here? This is case 2. In the last episode we watched the first cutscene, and it kind of just went straight into it. We see Herlock Sholmes investigating, and he's like, oh, there's a guy in, looks like our killer's in the closet, and that was apparently me, Ryunosuke. And the dead person wrote that Russian on the floor that's in, like, purple ink. that's pretty much how we got here. Surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Susato, it was not me. I'm being framed again. Answer me, please. No, not again. I do not know why we are on a boat, but we'll probably learn that as we go through this. It's just 2 short weeks ago. Okay, here we go. Some backstory. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Ha ha ha. Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me? Oh, okay, so we did get to go to England. We're just a stowaway. It's really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. Wait, that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor. That's probably why we were hiding in the closet. Because we didn't want to be found as a stowaway. Thought I was gonna die. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. Must be even less of a man than you look. Okay, well... what the heck? Honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. What's that weird book on the floor? It's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain, but if you can find yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. Ugh, I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? Susato? From our faithful judicial assistant Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. I'm a lawyer, you know. So that's the only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Oh, also, I think they're cutting grass outside, so I'm sorry if you hear like lawnmower noises. It's about the time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there. I think it won't be for long. Anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yeah, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. Tell you what, why don't you write "keep out" or something on this piece of paper? Oh, so that's probably what that was in the cutscene. But would the steward be Japanese or Russian? Now you can stick it over the wardrobe doors once they're inside. Man, I don't know. Didn't seem to work. I've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We're supposed to be going on this adventure to England together. Now my buddy's dead. We leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer. I'm not! I was just hiding in a closet in a room where the dead body was found. Duh! You said before, you said you admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but... murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Susato-san. Please help me out. Please tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there's something I would like to ask of you too. If you're just gonna ask me why I did it again, like, I did not do it. This nightmare's getting worse by the minute. Tell me about it. Oh, do I only get to ask one thing? Kazuma's death, about the incident. They kind of sound similar. About the incident. Can't anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Girl, look, I didn't do it. Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but... He would always wake before dawn to do his training first thing in the morning. She had a crush on him. I was waiting outside his cabin as I have every day so far on this voyage. This morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. He was already dead when Sasato-san arrived at his cabin door, I wonder? I knocked, but there was no reply. And I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside, there was Kazuma-sama collapsed on the floor. My my Cyrillic isn't great. I don't know what it says, but I can read it kinda. And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but it's just very hard to believe. It's all very hard to believe for me, too. Okay, oh, I can ask about his death. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream? These handcuffs, they think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer? When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. Except it wasn't. I mean, y'all can see that door, right? The lock is clearly broken. And Herlock was like, oh, no one, like, no signs of tampering. It's like, do you see the broken lock? What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolts on the door can't be operated from the outside. They said the guy forced the door open? Oh, so I guess that would mean after the fact. In other words, after the crime, the culprit wouldn't have escaped these four walls. Except there was a vent thing above the wardrobe, but I don't know if anyone would be small enough to fit through there. It is a little big. Maybe Susato did it. To put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation? This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly? Are you still gonna deny the charge, even despite the circumstances? Come on, please. The cause of death is still undetermined. Don't know how he died? Ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course, there's no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. So presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury. That's true, yes. I've told you everything that I know. It's my turn to ask you a question. Alright. My head feels so heavy, it's like still like throbbing. I totally read that wrong. Okay. Stowaway last night. Go stowaway. Why are you even on board the ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh yeah, I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. How could you have been occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing? No, that would have been impossible, obviously. Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. Because he's a good friend. He actually asked you? But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. I don't understand. Whoa? Oh, flashback. What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? serious face. It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yeah, you did kind of say that, but I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it, I can assure you of that. You're even better than me, and I studied for so long. I'm just so jealous. I never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world, in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. On a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then what? Oh no! We're never gonna find out. Kazuma-sama he was always saying the same thing, that he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you. Yeah, maybe. Something's still bothering me a little. What is that? Look at his eyes then. It's darker than I've ever seen it before. He knew he was going to die. No, I don't know. Susato-san, I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. He's stowing away on the ship, I mean. Well, if I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association. Yeah, that's like literally what he said. Alright, last night. If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin? Alright, let's find out. Oh, that's a cop-out. I don't remember. Gee, thanks. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I fell asleep? Well, yeah. I think I was drugged. So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed? Well, yes. So, first thing I kind of noticed about the place is that it's trashed, which would suggest to me that there was a struggle. And somehow, probably someone knew I was in Kazuma-sama's room. Oh, I don't know why I called him Kazuma-sama. Somehow someone knew I was in Kazuma's room, and so purposefully spiked my food so that I'd be asleep and wouldn't hear the scuffle. Now it sounds unbelievable, really, I do, but it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. For some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Really? Don't you know, like, forensics and stuff, Susato? Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please forget it. You have to believe me, I didn't do it. I really don't want to doubt you, but the trouble is, there's no one else who could possibly have done this. Ugh. God damn it. Credits roll. Kazuma, I don't understand why. Why did this have to happen? Ah! Can't take this. Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. Sorry, but Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. I'm just supposed to sit around, hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? We're gonna investigate. Gonna find out exactly what happened here. Alright. Gonna work out who took Kazuma's life and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to excuse me. Yeah. Oh wow, she flipped me over. What the? Also, I'm still handcuffed. That was a Susato takedown. Susato, what? martial art form is that? I'm going to need you to prove it. Huh? Prove it? Yes, your innocence. I need evidence. How am I supposed to... Have you forgotten already what you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law. Alright. Time to present some conclusive evidence that I don't have. To get Susato-san to believe me. Okay, just check in. See if there's anything. Show some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. Just keep out in Japanese. I'm not sure the Russian crew can actually read it. Oh. I did the examination thing. Ha ha ha. Do you expect the Russian crew to be able to read that? He said. Still, I'm sure people get the idea even if they couldn't read it, so we used it anyway. Okay, so I wrote that in Japanese. I guess let's present that. Tell me, when I was discovering the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes, it was. I remember clearly. Thought so. Cosmo always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there. Just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. Ah! Yeah, of course! The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. If I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. That's true. That is true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. You're gonna need some more evidence than that. Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Thank you, Susato-san. Do you think perhaps you could help me out? That's the end of the upside down arc. Well, in the light of that episode, don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here, at least. Alright. Time to investigate. What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back. You believe in magic? Susato, do you think I would be adept at magic? I'm a dope. For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence. She reminds me... With the superstitious stuff, I'm reminded of Jinxie from Dual Destinies. Anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death. Let me go! It is time to examine. Oh, hey, there's a guy there. So, first off, what caught my eye? Ooh, keyboard controls. What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. I don't want to say what it looks like, but whatever the thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two, and it looks like the other piece of it is missing. The glass is such a beautiful color. Looks like cute little Netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit. Who wears kimonos? It's probably not Susato. Not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have seriously carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he? And the mark beside it, what is it, I wonder? A sort of brick-like hue? Well, clearly something was like scraped across the floor. It is the color of brick, isn't it? Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin. Oh dear, that won't do. What? What's the matter? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Yeah, that's not good, I guess. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san? Oh, she's just teaching me how to look around the room. Cool. But I'm not done with this yet. So let's look at this candlestick. What? Excuse me? There's a literal candlestick on the floor and you're like, oh, there's nothing. Ooh. Okay. How about this knife? It's my dinner from last night. A roast chicken. It was really tasty. Why is it on the floor? Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here? I'm not a dog. I ate at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he? No, that's right, so he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me. Oh, I wonder if whoever, like, spiked the food meant... actually didn't know I was there and meant for Kazuma to be spiked, but then I ate it, which led to the scuffle and also why I didn't wake up. Poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly. It's just too horrible. I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. Alright, so that's the chicken. How about this table? There's nothing on this table at all. Plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason. Yeah, it is strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still... No, wait a minute. That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about... Well, yeah, you kind of mentioned that earlier, that you couldn't remember anything. So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened. No! Don't jump to conclusions. Even though it definitely looks like I did it. Seigi. Japanese word for justice. The brush strokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. Yes, his calligraphy was... Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. I just imagine every time I fuck up with reading, like the characters themselves are doing that. So you just hear Susato go and then corrects herself. Yet you, can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully? Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? Even though he stowed away on this ship. Now you're gonna bring that up, are you? I can't win. Okay. There's dude. Okay, door. When I went for help and the crewman forced the door open, this bolt had been firmly closed. It's quite a small bolt. And not particularly sturdy. It just slides across to secure the door shut. Still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading what's in a detective novel. The culprit used a needle and thread to draw bolts across from the outside of the room in a situation like this. I think it's someone Kazuma knew. Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. Or wait. There's still another way he could have gotten in. There has to be. The door of this cabinet and its frame are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly. There'd be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid. You just tried to distract me, didn't you? She glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. Okay, that's the door. Hi, guy. Guess I should see what this Russian crewman makes of the scene of the crime. I think it's not gonna leave much to be desired. I was wondering how it's going. The investigation, I mean. We are not investigating because you are the culprit. Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it is not true, I see. Huh? The criminal asking investigator for information about this crime? Very funny. Oh, it wasn't supposed to be a joke. He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty. I mean, I'm convinced too, but still. He might have useful information though, I have to keep trying. So last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Yet, of course not. Now back to the corner of the room and make silent. I say no more to you. Did I hit a nerve? Just for a minute there. He seems a little flustered. I guess so. I don't know if I'll be able to get more out of him. Yet, at least. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Burya. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Vinimanye? Passengers must not keep weapons or other... I was reading the Russian on top. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Oh, well, Kazuma had a sword. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Oh, did I look at the sword? I don't think I did. Why are you staring at me? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? Excuse me? I can't decide. Please don't think of me like that. One thing's for sure, either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. Hello, sword. That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Yeah, he's always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on his ship. I suppose that just shows how important it was to him. Oh, he's gone. Okay. Alright, let's look at the shelf. Books have fallen over on the shelf. Look. They've all toppled the same way. What's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Oh, he's fallen over as well. It's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked. Everything mown down at once. I wonder if... perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think? I seriously doubt it. Perhaps... it was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage. I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. The way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder. Ooh, we're gonna take a closer look. No, don't touch it. Don't do that. You dummy. That's literally tampering with the crime scene. Oh my god, Naruhodo. Stop that. Not Naruhodo as in I mean Ryunosuke. It's a very large traveling case, isn't it? Yeah, it carries a lot of memories for me. Like that one instance where I was inside it and nothing else. What do you mean? Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case. Ah yes, I see it says this way up in Japanese. Which in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewman wouldn't be able to read. I turned over and over and over. It was like UPS all over and FedEx. And I was tossed on the floor in here. Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Well, it was less painful than a Susato takedown. Okay, that's the book. Ink. I presume that's the ink. What is that whenever he... oh, I guess it's the thing. the desk. London diary. He wasn't even in London when he started his London diary. He didn't even make it to his destination. Looks as though the last entry is incomplete. So can you tell me what it says? Because I can't read Japanese. Which means what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Candle's knocked over. And that cup too. It's a teacup, right? See what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Also, there's a letter. Oh my god. It's out of the question. But it could be, like, really vital, Susato. Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. But what if it's something important, something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it. Jeez. Poor Kazuma-sama. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. In this case, isn't the need for clues more important? Okay, we'll look at the thing. Did Kazuma write that before he died? Looks like it's written in ink. Must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Guardian. I'm not good at it, okay? I'm just guessing what it says. I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. I don't know Russian. Susato, your priorities are skewed. It really is. I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san. What? Then what language is it? It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? Okay. Ha! I've successfully made it. So this must be where, like, you can hear the captain give orders and stuff. Hello, I want to look at that. I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Is that a little odd? What do you mean? Well, this ventilator. That's what it is. Looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Yes, it would appear to. You're right. If its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it would be connected to the outside. That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough or something like that. I don't even want to pretend to understand what the fuck she just said. That confused the hell out of me. I suppose maybe that's it. What? A man just materialized into the room. Who is that? He wasn't there a minute ago, and how did he get into the room without us noticing? Oh my god. I don't know why I'm so tired. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European, because he's blonde, and that's how you know someone is Western in anime. How did he... He probably has the answer to how the guy got into the room. You noticed the man too, have you? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious. And tall. Suspiciously tall. Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is? No. Don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. Doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. Is he investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell. Well, in that case, I simply must talk with him. Am I just imagining it, or does Susato-san look almost uncontrollably excited? By the way, I expect that you've noticed already, but Just in case. If you press space on people when they're yeah. I already did that. Talk to the Russian guy. More examining. Excuse me. Hello, mysterious man that we saw in the cutscene. Excuse me. Hello, you have a moment? Shh. This is a critical point in my investigation. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly. Yeah, perhaps that would be for the best. Oh, hi. Greetings, I hope you have I hope I haven't kept you waiting, is what he said. What exactly were you doing on Cosmo's desk just now? Ah, I see. Fascinating. Sorry, what do you see? Feels like he's looking right through me. Okay, get ready for American doing British accent time. Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. Huh? I've never been to Afghanistan. And now, whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. That's true at least. But how? How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, agreed to many things. There is no mystery, my dear madam. Oh wait, there is no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless revolutionary. You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. And the what? The Barabond? When the Barabond occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. Just to be clear, you are talking about me, are you? Certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name? I haven't seen one person who fits the bill. So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama. Did you not hear what he just said? I am not a Russian assassin. And you're plotting a revolution too. It's shameful behavior, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked. Listen, there's no way oh my god. Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. This is ridiculous. I agree. I think Herlock's got a screw loose. How could you do it? For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously. Oh, forgive me. And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head. Ah, but was I not right? Was venturing toward foreign climes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not? Well, I mean, yes. Also, your bow was clipping through your shirt. Ha! There you have it, you see. What do you make of that, She's so gullible, I know. Let's be honest. This ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So, not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation. Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. I guess, yeah, that's kind of true. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with a brassy certitude. More often than not, I'm right. Except you were very, very, very wrong. I don't think you introduced yourself. Just changing the subject. Oh, my apologies. How remiss of me. Even though you said your name in the cutscene. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women all the world over. The inimitable Herlock Sholmes. So, it's really you? Even though you also announced your name in the cutscene that I was there to witness? The actual Herlock Sholmes? The very same, the inimitable, actual Herlock Sholmes. Do you know this man? The most famous detective in the world? Naruhodo-san, of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him. What planet have I been living on then? Must ask him what he's deduced. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Why do I feel uneasy about this? Alright, tell me what you've found out. I don't know if I really care about the great detective. Okay, Kazuma's death. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet? Have I managed to deduce anything, my dear fellow? Who do you suppose this discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him. When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all the crew members to force the cabin door open. He didn't come out for like 1 second, and I got so worried. He wasn't answering my texts. I gave him like 5 minutes. And I concealed myself among their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective, Herlock Sholmes, was on board. And the handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo. I don't know how the fuck I would do a British accent speaking Japanese. Or like saying a Japanese word. The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, 2 facts were immediately apparent to me. Oh really, 2 facts you say? 2 facts. Sholmes, tell us please. What 2 facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabin? Ah yes, but first let us be precise. 2 facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yes, you made that clear. Allow me to elucidate. The 2 facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number 1, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Number 2, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance. Okay, so I am not Russian. Hold on, what made you think the victim was Russian? Wait. Oh, he said the victim was Russian. Probably because Kazuma wrote in Russian on the floor. Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. Garderobe. That is... Oh. That is the Russian word for wardrobe. Well, I learned something today. Do you really think that Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian? Well, clearly... Okay. New working theory. They didn't know I was here, tried to get Kazuma to be knocked out for a peaceful kill. Didn't happen, so had a scuffle. Forced Kazuma to write in Russian, even though he wouldn't because he's Japanese. And he wrote wardrobe because he realized someone else had to be in the room, and probably checked the wardrobe. Or something like that. And decided to put it on me because I just happened to be there. In their final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. For this young man, Russian. Cosmo was Russian. Was he? Initially, I considered Gardyarov maybe the name of the killer. A certain Robert God, perhaps. But in the interest of... Oh, so he just guessed that it meant wardrobe? So does it actually mean wardrobe? In the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least. Where you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly. Quite so. I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer. Why is it that I'm Russian too? I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people. No, it's not. Our school uniforms are the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea. I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim and the message that I might analyze it for possible hidden details. Can I have them? He's still wearing his thing. He's got his armband. Is it gonna be like Cosmo was also left-handed? Well, no, he had his sword on his left hip, unless you always have to have it on your left hip. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed. Yes, Cosmo had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. Alright, getting another sip of water. Why is she calling me Mr. Naruhodo instead of Naruhodo-san now? Oh, yeah, thank you. Okay. Did we not get the other pieces of evidence? Huh. So nothing about the other evidence was fit to go into the court record? Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? What, pray? You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that. Ah yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth. Except it's not, but okay. Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me? Konieczno? Konieczno? Is that right? Certainly, if it interests you. How many times... I'm not Russian and I don't speak Russian. I have no clue what you said. I also don't know what you said. Alright, your deduction. We talked about your deduction before? Things you concluded about me, I mean. Now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in. Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part? Ah yes, the more sordid details is a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads... It's on Cyrillic. I wonder if it's accurate Russian. Revolutionary Vilin Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. Bolshevik. Is that just supposed to be a pun with borscht? This vessel made a call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. Kazuma. So what was Kazuma a Russian? Sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma wrote on the floor. It's a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. Oh, but I look absolutely nothing like him. One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you, Vilin Bolshevik. No, how could it be me? I look nothing like him. Just look at his face. Well, you're a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well. Oh my god. First it's conjuring. Oh, Bolshevik. You're probably right. Bolshevik. That makes sense, yeah. And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more? First it was conjuring, now it's I can, like, do a mission impossible. That's because I'm a stowaway. What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower. Ah yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. The deeds the man has perpetrated thus far and those he is plotting. So, he interviewed Bolshevik? And Bolshevik was just like, tell the world I'm planning to blow up the Crystal Tower. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There can be no mistake. Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews? That's what I'm saying. What about the part where he said I was just returning from Afghanistan? Also quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik has recently returned after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan. Who even is it anyway? It's Afghanistan, please. Are we in the middle of the Afghan war? No, that's later history, right? Later 1900s? Here, take the paper yourself. As a little memento of this great deduction. Thanks. I've absorbed all that is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby. Okay. Guess I should do some examining, huh? You may find the article on the back of the page is interesting as well. On the back? Cast your eye over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret. It's all written in Russian. Oh, maybe I have to present it to him and he'll tell me. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt just to glance at the article. Yeah. Alright, let's look at that now. And then I'll ask him another thing and then we'll present it to him. This. Oh! Ooh, this. Looks like a ballerina dancer. Prima. A ballerini. Yeah, so she's probably a ballet dancer. Prima tells me it's probably ballet. Found something relevant? Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting. Can't read a single word, I'm afraid. No, nor can I, but look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think? Oh, I'm pretty sure it's a ballerina. She's very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you? I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. Ah, I'm glad you've noticed this article. Oh, do I not have to present it to him? Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Thank you. It pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. A renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She's of course the talented young Nikolina Pavlova. Pavlov? Why are Russian names so hard to remember? It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room, wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which was some 20,000 rubles. Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles? I have no idea. I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable sum of money. Her eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. The tiara is the property of the Novovich Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry. Yeah, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain. Specifically, Great Britain. Could it be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country? Doesn't seem to be the Russian thing to do. I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response. Alright. Okay, so we didn't have to present it to him, I see. Alright, what were you just investigating? Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk. Kazuma? Ah, yes, the victim. Oh, I forgot he was talking. Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all? Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim. Yes. So, wait. Are we gonna prove to him right now that he was Japanese? Because he was clearly writing in Japanese. See that the victim was engaged in penning some text. London diary. Kazuma was keeping notes of the trip. It's hard to switch accents. But I don't think you should read his private writings. You were the one who was just like, does it really matter right now? Tragic. It's something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you read it already? It's my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. We're about to know what a Susato takedown is. Of course she's not going to do it to him. Then they would have to actually animate that. Susato? Aren't you going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san. Now she's back to calling me Naruhodo-san. What on earth do you mean? Life is so unfair. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely this diary belonging to the victim, even though I said he was Russian. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise to the detail as to details. I thought you knew Japanese. And also, why are you asking me? Apparently, I'm Russian. A smattering, dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, bonsai, mikado, nado nado. I trust you're suitably impressed. This diary is littered with complicated-looking characters of which I can read precisely none. So what was all that showing off about before? If you'd be so kind as to show me, I'd be happy to read it to you. Okay, Miss Hypocrite. The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just 2 short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. These are very deep oh my god. These are very deep waters. I think he speaks more Queen's English than like Northern English. Pray go on. Deep waters. I don't know how to say it in Queen's English though. I'm so used to hearing waters. Or water. The second sentence reads 1:35 a.m. So the first one, hold on. First one was 1:23 and now we're at 1:35. Looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Isn't the speckled band like an actual Sherlock Holmes story? Like mystery? I could have sworn I might have like read this in middle school. Like the speckled band story, if it is true. If it is an actual Sherlock Holmes story. I don't know why I didn't connect it until now. I'll have to do some looking up later. What on earth does that mean? No idea. Never heard of that expression before. The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring to the lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin. Yes, the adjoining cabin. Cosmo's diary. Alright. Yes? It is? Oh, snap. I think I might have actually read that in middle school. We read at least one Sherlock Holmes story in middle school. Alright, I guess I'll do the great detective thing. What was your name again? Indeed, I'm none other than the one and only Herlock Sholmes. Oh, I see, you're German? Airlock, was it? No, I have no air. I mean, I have hair. Please, call me Sholmes. I think he said it like hair. Is it hair? I don't know German. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication. Oh yes, France Magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. See, I'm a fictional character that came to life by the stand Bohemian Rhapsody, and I can't die until I complete my story. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England especially. You must be rich. Ah yes, here it is, The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes. So, you're the protagonist in a series of short stories then? Indeed I am. I'm not real, you see. I can never die. You've read so many of your own stories, you started to think you really are a detective? Oh, that'd be funny. Make no mistake, I'm not the poor deluded fellow you take me for. I know what you're thinking. Your inference is backward. Backward? My trusty biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer? Do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson. Presently keeping shop in London. Dr. Wilson? I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment I am returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown. Really? I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. Deduction, you see, is to me a science. Logical reason in its purest form. A science? Really? The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in his subject. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture, fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin. All these things are data. Or data. He would probably say data. Right. The trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. We're so used to saying data. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago. How can you look me in the eye and claim that? You said I was Russian, and that Cosmo was Russian. So you see, I have a turn both for observation and for deduction. And fame. I feel like Holmes isn't going to be the one we know. I don't think so, considering his name is Sholmes and not Holmes. That is what makes me the one and only Herlock Sholmes. So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being at least. Do you have somewhere to go? As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe. If I am still too long, the seasickness takes hold. Oh, I suppose you're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to? No, actually, I was going to go to the kitchen, but that sounds a lot more reasonable. Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds revel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. So yes, I intend to investigate, hence the truth will become clear soon enough, even though I already discovered the truth, as I claimed earlier. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No, that would be somewhat complicated. But why? A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. onsa. Sometimes I'm worried I'm gonna go into the Liverpudlian accent, because I watched a lot of Beatles as a child, and that's kind of where what I heard most of in terms of English accents. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter, no? There's no point in trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. Oh. But you just said I was a Russian assassin. You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago. Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing. Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too. I'm quite sure. Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know? Not really. So, you were looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. Well, anyway, that was then and this is now. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. Okay, well... Was that a joke? You're laughing now. I was just being plain rude. Well, everyone just, like, locked me up because you said I was the culprit. Having just laughed in my face. Sense of humor is as twisted as his name. Naruto-san, what are you just standing there for? Huh? Let's go investigate the cabin next door as well. Oh. I thought you said I wasn't gonna leave the room. After Cosmo-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? So do you believe I'm not the culprit anymore? As if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first. Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin. Okay. Alright, so let's finish up this room, and then that'll probably be it for today. That was a lot of reading. Alright, let's get... Oh, hey! Oh, wait a second. I recognize that face. Something wrong? Oh no, it's just that crewman standing by the door. I can't help feeling like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir. Yes? What can I do for you? I recognize that face, but it can't be. Ew! I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga. Oh, I guess he's got like a different name. Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped. Nearly stopped. Oh, nearly stopped, I hope. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew on board the ship. Again? You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector. Which means you're gonna have a bunch of evidence. If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask. Oh, thank God you're being forthcoming with it. Alright, sounds like more talking is going to be done, and my throat is getting hoarse. Alright, give me permission to investigate. I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer. Of course not. I'd really like to investigate the cabin next door. Yeah, so we need to be allowed out of this cabin. I'm sorry. What? You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. Oh man. Removed to even touch the handle of the cabin door. That stormy looking seaman over there would surely snap your neck in two. Oh my god. I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now, they think I'm a murderer as well. Would it be possible? Give me something to work with, do you think? I'm gonna need something persuasive. What do you mean? I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example. I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. I don't see how. There may be a way. Maybe it's the diary? How you tried to persuade me of your innocence. Yeah, now we're talking about how presenting works. Yep, I know how to do that, so we'll skip over. Okay. I guess let's talk about his special orders before we present. It might be pertinent to the case. Or he's gonna be like, I'm not at liberty to say. I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. For what? My orders were to act as Asogi-san's bodyguard. Oh, that is very relevant. It was Minister of Justice Jigoku who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asogi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated. How could that have been a possibility? Yeah, how could that have been a possibility? He's just a lawyer student. But these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Jigoku said we should be prepared for all eventualities. This is incredible. Was assassinated? Maybe it was the Russian assassination guy. Obviously, we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew. I see. And I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been on board. From morning until night, every day. Well, clearly you did take your eyes off him because he's murdered. But I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin. Not here on the first class deck. Damn, we fucking ride in first class? Sheesh. I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asogi-san is dead as a result. I'm a disgrace. All I can do is humbly apologize. Spectre. So if there's anything at all that I can do to help now, just say the word. Alright. Let us present. The diary. What's that? It's Kazuma's diary. Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange. Strange? In what way? He wrote, what looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator's grill. Or, ventilator grill. Speckled band? That is strange. Yeah, we're still trying to work out what he meant by that, but what I'd like to know is... Don't tell me. The ventilator. Is it? You're very astute, Inspector. That ventilator clearly joins the next door cabin. That's right, so if we can investigate in there, maybe we'll work out what the speckled band was. Alright then. Alright, that was easy. Can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see? I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Alright! Yes, as long as you don't leave the first class cabin area, I'm afraid it can't remove those handcuffs, though. What about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders? I'm a man of my word. Yay! Thank you, Hosonaga. I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Asogi-san safe. This is the least I can do. Awesome! Alright, I think we didn't check the wardrobe yet, so let's quickly do that. the... okay, this is probably just the whole wardrobe area. I want to see if we like check inside. Exciting, making this voyage in your own secret hideout. Trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I basically had to live in the wardrobe. Last night was no exception. Because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin. No, sadly not. Okay, I think that's everything. Something's lighting up, and I'm getting a check mark. I'm still like, why are we not talking about this stuff? But whatever. Back. Okay, I think this is a good place to stop. So I'm gonna do that. Tomorrow is going to be Pokemon. We're gonna play some Pokemon tomorrow. I have a list now. I made a little list of the games I'm gonna play that are Pokemon fan games and stuff, so Ace Attorney might not be here for a while. Or ever. But yeah. So if you're here and you're watching this... Oh, also, once again, go to Guildco Gaming, watch the preview. Next Wednesday is the draft block on Guildco Gaming's channel. We're gonna do the draft, so you should also be there for that. I think that's all the announcements. Yeah, so if you're here and you're not subscribed, maybe consider subscribing. I mostly play Pokemon, so please do look forward to that. Leave a like if you liked it, and also leave a comment. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.